China conducted a second day of combat readiness patrol and united sword drill around Taiwan on Sunday. In what it called a stern warning to the self-ruled island government following a meeting between its president and the US House's Speaker, dubbed as a joint sword, the three-day operation, which includes rehearsing and encirclement of Taiwan, will run until Monday. China war games saw planes, ships and personnel sent into the maritime areas and airspace of the strait. This announcement ramps up what had initially been a relatively restrained reaction to the meeting. China has strongly opposed the meeting. Initially, that response was limited to diatribes and symbolic sanctions on the Hudson Institute and Reagan Library. The intensity of drill was equivalent to a long-distance, large-scale patrol, says Taiwan. Taiwan also says that it is not a strategic exercise, it is specifically focused on the scenario of a Taiwan invasion like last time. Taiwan Defense Minister accused Beijing of using size visit to US as an excuse to conduct military drills. Taiwanese authorities say that 8 military ships and 42 warplanes were spotted near Taiwan on Saturday. 29 jets violated Taiwanese airspace. This week, China also sailed its newest aircraft carrier 200 nautical miles from Taiwan's coast. Destroyer Changchun frigate Anyang sailed from the waters of the East China Sea. The Carrier Strike Group of the Southern Fleet of PLA Navy, led by aircraft carrier Shandong, completed transition from the South China Sea. J-11, J-16 and H-6 bombers have practiced all tactical air combat encircling Taiwan in last 2 days as a part of combat readiness drill.
think Taiwanese would claim that it is their right to go into all sorts of international engagements with foreign partners, and the Chinese government has no right over dictating its terms to the Taiwanese. But I think from the Chinese view, such meetings as being are basically in violation of their sovereignty over Taiwan. So in that respect, it would have to respond militarily, economically, to really make the bigger point that it is not happy, and that these meetings are in a case not what it wishes to. Obviously, the military drills, they are not unexpected because the Chinese have never ruled out the possibility of unifying Taiwan with the mainland through the use of force. So in that respect, some form of, you have to practice and exercise your military if you are going to take a military option. I would not overly read it as whether they are pre-planned or simply a reaction to Tsai's visit is really not the point here. I think it is about Beijing wanting to signal its ongoing resolve to oppose Taiwanese activities that have the potential to undercut its authority over Taipei. Much of the tensions actually involve domestic public opinion. You've got elections coming up in Taiwan, you've got elections coming up in the United States, and Chinese don't have elections, but they certainly have a lot of domestic constituents and to be concerned about, and not forgetting the fact that much of CCP legitimacy resides in the fact that it has authority over Taiwan. So if you lose that, the authority of the CCP will be challenged both within the CCP and both outside of the CCP. So it's very difficult right now. I am personally not optimistic, but it does not mean that conflict is inevitable. Nothing is cast in stone when it comes to war. And as the saying goes, the best plans generally don't survive the first shot. So in that respect, I think it's still a risk for Beijing to take what if it really wants to embark on wage conflict across the Taiwan Straits.